Aye, everyone. Neil Razor Runner. Keep supporting Andy and Jace on the West Ham Reunited channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to the West Ham Reunited channel. Keep supporting Andy and Jace. Aye, we are massive. How many you irons? Subscribe. West Ham Reunited channel. Aye.
Morning, everyone. Welcome back to West Ham Reunited. I'm Andy, and I've got two amazing guests with us previewing the game tomorrow taking place at Turf Moor, where we take on relegation strugglers Burnley. But before we introduce our guests, I'd like to thank our channel sponsors, Glazewise, Windows, Doors and Conservatories. John is your man. And if you quote West Ham Reunited, you also get a discount. What more can you ask for? And of course, a usual shout out as well for Iron Supporting Food Banks, especially this time of the year. Any donations or any food donations which you can make will go a long way. I am joined once again. Mitchell is like our Declan Rice. He's always here. He's here everywhere. He's back on the show again. How you doing, Mitch?
I'm good. Sorry.
You weren't expecting that intro, was you?
No, I wasn't, and I feel very honoured.
Nice.
Yeah, I've just finished work. Had a really early day, so yeah, I'm back. Bush.
Yeah. You think we've had a lot? Well, what time is it where you are, Matt?
5:30, mate.
Wow. Yeah, I know. What you got? What you drinking? Coffee?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, just got a fancy new coffee machine, so it tastes the same anyway, mate. But feel a little bit fancy.
We'll ask you in we'll send you a message in a couple of hours once the show's done and see if you're bouncing off the walls. So, gents, sorry, Matt.
It's not Colombian coffee.
Fair enough. So, gents, I know we're previewing the Burnley, but I thought I'd quickly talk about it because I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched a single bit of that game on Thursday. Mitch, I know you was there. Obviously, we done a little preview on it. Was you surprised? We called that back 4, didn't we? And Moyes done it. But yeah. What did you make of the game?
It was good. Actually, I'll tell you, whilst we're on this, can I just say a little something about the negativity thing quickly?
Yeah, sorry. Of course, mate.
So when we were saying not negative, sorry, about not giving people a chance and like you're not valuing people's opinions on the channel, I respect everyone's opinion. I just personally did not understand the whole thing about starting Diop in the back, and it wasn't about dismissing other people's views and that. I just thought that was just outright wrong. I just don't understand why you would want to start Diop in a game that was meaningless, and I stood by that. And I thought it was a strange thing to do, and we did do that, and we lost it, and it means nothing. And if Diop did play and he got injured, it would have been a big deal. So it wasn't about not valuing anyone's opinions. It was just the fact that I just thought that opinion was just silly. To be honest.
Yeah. With regards to the youngsters, mate, obviously, I've heard some really good feedback. Obviously, I've praised him a lot. I've probably seen about 4 or 5 under-23 games this season. Like, heavily watched the highlights, and obviously, Longelo and Ashby are heavily involved. Apparently, they made a good name for their self, Matt. Do you agree?
Yeah, mate. I thought definitely. I mean, we have the right. Everyone has the right to be frustrated that we didn't win, etc. It's understandable. It would have been nice to have gone unbeaten through the group stage, But at the end of the day, mate, I love the team. I loved the statement that Moyes made with the team that he put out. Gave those guys a chance, and you can criticise some of the senior players a little bit, but like I was saying, it's very different playing alongside 5 youth players who are making a debut compared to, it's easy, for example, to criticise of Vlasic, for example. Okay, effort and stuff like that, of course, you can criticise without a doubt. But it's very different playing alongside 5 youth players compared to playing alongside the regular starters. You know, it makes life a lot different, you know, compared to the quality of passes you're going to receive, the weight of passes, the movement of the ball, everything, you know, that just could, because whenever we're playing, it's not only us that can make ourselves look good, it's our relationships with everyone else on the field, you know, that makes us look good. And so, I mean, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more, but at the end of the day, mate, for me, as soon as you saw the lineup, the team was all about the youngsters, you know. So I prefer to focus on the positive there and say, you know what, fair play to the kids, and absolutely chuffed for Potts, because Potts was one of my favourites growing up, you know, with that back line alongside Alvin Martin and Tim Breaker, Julian Dix, you know. So that was a real nice chance to see how see if this Potts has a little bit more of a chance to make a name in the club, because it would be nice to keep a Potts around, don't you think?
Yeah. His oldest son Dan was very unlucky. I thought he was decent for us, but obviously he's still playing for Luton. I don't think he was. It's just that little step below. But fair play to
and injuries
him.
as well. Injuries. Yeah. He got nagged with a few, didn't he?
Yeah. No, definitely. Moving on to tomorrow's game, gents. Obviously Burnley didn't play. Go on, mate.
Sorry, Andy, can I just touch one? Yeah, sorry, mate.
Yeah, of course, mate.
Sorry to
No, don't.
do that. I got quite a bit of stick on my fan cam for being quite negative towards the youngsters and saying that I don't think any of them were star-studded, besides from Longello. And if I'm being really critical and harsh, well, I'm not being harsh. I like to be critical and real, and I'm not going to like try and
say that an amazing game. Yeah.
That's the thing, and like really big up the youngsters when. I feel like this day and age, youngsters are getting better at early ages. I think if you want to be a superstar, you've got to be doing good at an early age, like 17, 18. Actually,
like
showing a lot.
Smith Rowe, Saka, Greenwood,
Rice. Yeah. But these players, like they hit it off early. Longello, I feel, has got that potential to be a good left back for us in the future. But I feel like the other youngsters, all the youngsters in the academy, if they really want to make their mark, they've got to be hitting it now. And some players that you can really like kind of say Perkins.
I think Ashby sort of in my opinion, I think Ashby sort of comes in that category as well. As Longello, I think he actually does have a future. One, because he wants the ball, and two, he can actually cross the ball as well compared to anyone.
He's very good. I thought he's crossing. He's actually better than any of our first teamers, and I'm not even joking. But there's a lot of things to his game that he does lack. Baptiste is the other one that I feel like he's got a potential future, but the others I don't know. I think unless he's a bit old now. I'm being real, and I'm going to be real. And Perkins, I don't see it. I don't know how old he is, 17, 18.
He's played in every. He's played in every position. He's played left back, centre midfield, striker.
I just can't see it. I just can't. His touch for me is too heavy. I don't think. I don't know. He don't look sharp enough for me to be like a top quality footballer. And you could say I'm being harsh and all that, and like being negative towards youngsters. It's not that. I'm just thinking real and like what's best for West Ham and like the youth players. And like you said, it's so hard nowadays to break into like the first teams and that.
You can sort of tell when a player goes out on loan to if a player goes on loan to a Championship side, you know they've got the quality. When they're going to League Two, they're not. Do you know what I mean? The chances of them making it, like Nathan Holland. If Nathan Holland was playing for Blackburn Rovers, I know he's probably a bit of a shit example now, but you know what I mean. Like if he was playing for Blackburn Rovers like 2 years ago, you could probably think he could make that step up. The Championship is probably in the top 8 of competitive in Europe. And when you compare like La Liga, do you know what I mean? Like when you've got stuff like that. So if for example next season, if he isn't going to feature, you see Harrison Ashby playing for Birmingham or Cardiff or someone like that, or Baptiste, you know they could probably make that step up. But when they're going a bit lower, that's just my opinion as well. Definitely. The chance of them making it is very slim. Matt, do you sort of agree or disagree on that?
Yeah, I do, mate. I do. I mean, I think, Mitch is right. We're not looking at anyone that's maybe going to be, you know, I think we've got to analyse our expectations, to be honest. I mean, I think if anyone's expecting us to find another Declan Rice within these guys, I think, like Mitch says, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? But maybe we can find one or two decent squad players in there, you know, that can just complement our team, be good for cup games, you know, give us a little bit of squad depth. And I think that's managing the expectations, really, because there's a lot of guys with big hope that we know that never come through. Like you just mentioned, Nathan Holland, that we've known about for 3 years now. They've been waiting.
And how many times has this happened over like last 7 years?
Exactly.
Samuelson, Poyet, Holland,
Martinez.
Tony
Martinez, yeah, exactly. And
to be fair to Martinez, he's actually playing for Porto, but yeah, I know what you mean. For us, he was like rubbish.
Yeah,
but the step up to the Premier League is massive. Is absolutely massive.
Like West Ham.
Not quite that big. Not quite that big. But like you say, but not only in technical ability, and one of the biggest differences that you see when players step up to the Premier League is not only in their technical ability, but in their physical ability, because you can see a massive difference in physicality between any under 23s, etc.
You can say that with Ashby. Ashby's sort of already built. For a right back, he's quite tall and he is quite quick. I think
he got bullied a lot though yesterday.
Yeah.
Physically.
Well, I didn't watch the game, so I can't.
If you saw the interview of the guys after the game, you could see the slightness of their builds, and it's natural. They're all around 17, 18, but you could see
they're all slight, aren't they?
They're all
I thought
really
Gello
slight.
held his own though, even though he's slight in the game. I thought like physically he done well.
Yeah, and I wish him the best. And if we can get one or two good squad players out of that, you know what I mean? It'd be absolutely fantastic, because if you think about it, if you can pick up one or two squad players, that can save you good 15, 20 million pounds. You know what I mean? And you know, and it never hurts to have that homegrown talent on board for the cup competitions. And just it's nice to have West Ham people around. I mean, a lot of those kids are Romford boys. You know what I mean? And it's what West Ham's about, isn't it? It's one of those ones. We want local kids around. You know, not just bringing in people from other places all the time. Yeah. And let's just hope that we can get at least something out of it, you know?
I think Grant makes actually a very good point there, because I did say that Ashby got hung out to dry defensively because he had Yarmolenko. Say, for example, tomorrow, worst case, and touch wood. I mean, just say, for example, Soufal can't play tomorrow. I would feel comfortable with it. No, but I'm just giving like worst case, like if Ashby had to play.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? If he's got flipping Dawson and Bowen behind him and Rice and Souček, someone with a lot better quality, I think that's when you can sort of judge them as well. But like you said, if you start blending them in slowly, one like Longello tomorrow, if Cresswell's not fit and Moyes wants to go,
do you
know what I mean?
Masuaku, sorry.
Yeah, but no,
you could even see Sonny Perkins. There was a couple of moments that Sonny Perkins was giving him a bit of shit to Yarmolenko as well, telling him to close down players.
In my opinion, and unless shit hits the fucking fan, Yarmolenko won't be in a West Ham. Apparently, is it Genoa where Shevchenko manages? They want him, so fucking have him.
Wish him all the best. Like
you watch him fucking go there and be like golden boot ringer for like 6 months or something.
The Italian league could probably suit him.
Yeah,
exactly.
A lot slower.
Doesn't mean he's a bad player, and I always maintain that we picked up Yarmolenko 2 or 3 years too late, because a younger Yarmolenko without any serious injuries might have been a different player. But I mean, you know, the Yarmolenko we've got, I think we got cheated out of it a bit. You know, I think it's like a cheap Chinese copy that we picked up. Adidas with 4 stripes.
But so gents, moving on to tomorrow. Obviously, we're travelling into Burnley. Obviously, Burnley are sitting 18th in the Premier League. I'm not going to lie, I'm very surprised. But they have had a few injuries. I've put this man in here because I think it would be the battle of the goalkeepers tomorrow. 1, Mitch, what have you made of Burnley so far? And 2, if they go down, I know we've got Areola, but would you be looking at Nick Pope as well potentially?
Nick Pope, he's a good keeper. But I still think Areola's better than him.
Yeah,
I think he's just. I think Areola's just got all-round package to be a good goalkeeper in the future. I think Nick Pope isn't quite as quick. He's not as athletic. I know
he's 29. He's 29 now as well, Nick Pope.
Yeah, I think Areola's 28, 29, 26, is he?
Yeah, he's really young.
Yeah, he's young, yeah.
I know he's fairly young for keeper. I didn't realise it was that. But I mean, Nick Pope, I don't think it'd be too expensive though. Like, I mean, as a backup, yeah, but I think.
So there's rumours obviously circulating with regards to contracts and stuff like that. Obviously, what's his name? Ben Johnson, Bowen's meant to be offered a new deal. Rice. Apparently, this is the thing. What the new owners want to do is get all these youngsters tied down. And you never know. Like maybe there would be. There could be maybe Fabian. There's rumours of him being offered a new deal, but they probably might be monitoring the likes of Nick Pope. If they do go down, we might be able to get him on the cheap.
I've always loved looking at teams that go down, and like I say every year, I think you should look at teams that go down. You get players on cheap, and there's good quality. Look, when Hull went down, they took Maguire and Robertson from them, and obviously I know Maguire, but I'm talking about the Maguire that went to Leicester. The Maguire that went to Leicester was excellent, and the Robertson that's went to Liverpool has been exceptional. There's always talent in those small teams. I like Max Aarons from Norwich. I think he's a great player.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Regular
James.
contract, yeah. So Super Mitch and man like Matt. Hey, we've got the two M's. The two M's. Grant's also saying that Pope can't play out from the back. Yeah, no, that's
I was gonna say there, Pope for me, I think he's good at coming. I see he's an agile guy. He's good at coming out. You know, I've always rated.
He's massive as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I've always rated how he comes out, and I think he's quite. From what I've always seen, he's good with his hands. He's solid with his hands. But yeah, in the modern game, you know the importance of distribution. You know, obviously you've got the skills to go with your distribution, and you don't end up fucking around like Mendy. You know, but you know, it's a massive part of the game, and I think that's one of the things that Fab lets us down. That his distribution can be great and can be good, but how many wild, random kicks into the middle of the field do we get from Fab? You know, rather than just building up the play. So I think we do have an area of opportunity. But from the little I've seen of Areola, I would like to go with him. To be honest, I think that we've got something good there. I really would like to see him break through the team.
I think he knows that. I think he knows that this is probably Fab's last year, and I think he probably accepts that. The fact that obviously he's played 6 Europa League games. No, 5 Europa League games, 2 Carabao Cups. He's probably going to play FA Cup. So realistically, he's probably going to play at least a dozen games for the club, at least if Fab doesn't get injured. So when you think of it like that, getting used to it, and like you said, I'm positive. What I am going to do, gents, is get this up for everyone, and I will zoom in a second. Is this so? Let's zoom in, and then we'll go down for it after. So as you can see here, this is the form guide.
Yeah. I was going to say, mate, because they picked up pretty much half their points in the last few games, haven't they? They've been on a little bit of form.
Yeah.
But,
So
I was
obviously,
very surprised they lost to Newcastle. I was watching that game.
Yeah. No. So as you can see here, the last 4. We've obviously lost 2 to obviously City and Wolves, but when you think about it, the fact that they've still only won 1 game this season, and that was Brentford, is that still a positive? What you can take? Obviously, they didn't play their last game. Their Spurs game got called off, obviously, so they've played less football than us. Do you reckon that will play its part, Mitch?
I don't know. I think we should go there full of confidence tomorrow. I don't think we should accept anything less than a win. I think a draw is bad. It's a bad result. You can respect the a point away from home all you want, but for me, these are the games we should be winning if we really want to challenge top 6, top 4.
Yeah,
and if we want to be a big side and attract the players in January that we want to.
Yeah, talking of that, Matt, before I asked you, there's rumours circulating. I know you cannot believe on media, but there's been 3 or 4 sources now saying that Nathan Ake has expressed his desire to join the club. He likes the project and wants to be involved in that. Matt, first of all, obviously, do you think we have to win tomorrow? And secondly, what do you make of Nathan Ake if he's expressed his desire?
Yeah, mate, I definitely think tomorrow is must win. Definitely, with the results that we've been, we've picked up a great result against Chelsea. We all love that, but at this situation that we're in, points mean prizes, don't they? So we need to keep picking up those points, even though teams like Arsenal and everyone are doing their best to fall off as competition against us with shitty results, but we still need to pick up points. And to be honest, we have been playing a lot better against Burnley compared to the old days. Going back 2 or 3 years, like what, 18-19 season, 19-20. I remember when we were getting stuffed by Burnley. Like I remember getting beaten a couple of times, 3-0.
Yeah,
by
I've got
Burnley.
I've got the records up. I'll show them up after, Matt. It's not
Yeah,
actually as bad as what you think, actually. But yeah, I know what you mean
But I
when you
remember
think of that.
it was always Barnes and Woods, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ashley Barnes and Chris
Yeah.
Woods that would always nick goals against us, and we'd get done. I remember we got done 2-0 and 3-0, and I just think that we've just turned that corner, like we've talked about so many times. We've finally become a team that's harder to beat.
Yeah.
And I really think that we do have a chance. And like Mitch says, I mean, we realistically, we're at home against Burnley. This has to be 3 points in the bag. I mean, I don't really see right now, even though they've started to pick up better form. And I don't know if you saw the Newcastle game. They weren't actually that bad, to be honest. It was quite an unlucky
they were playing
goal.
against a really shitty Newcastle team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it was actually quite an unlucky goal, to be honest, because it was actually Pope that caught the ball, fell down forwards, and the ball rolled out. He was in between like 3 or 4 players, and Wilson made a beautiful finish to smash it into the goal with a couple of guys on the line. It was really nice. So for me, it's 3 points in the bag. It has to be. There's no option there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And about Ake, I would take Ake. I would bite their hand off, to be honest. I would, because left-footed centre back, always useful. Can fill in at left back if needs be, especially with the situation that we've got right now.
Imagine that as a back three potentially as well. Like in the future, obviously, I'm maybe thinking long term is Ake, Zuma, and Diop as a back three.
Yeah, I mean, Ake just oozes class. He's a Dutch.
And he's a fucking threat from the box as well. The amount of goals he scored, even for City, he's come up with a few goals as well. Another danger man in the box. But this made me laugh. Great thing from James. Up when walking around the town centre with West Ham, and someone said, "Why you support West Ham?" And I said, "Because we have Trev Tubes in the building."
I really do, mate. I mean, I really would take on Ake. I would be really surprised if Man City offload him to us. I mean, the only way I could think that they would do it would be as a tactical.
No, I don't rate him that much, City.
Yeah,
I
think it would be tactical, mate, to strengthen us, against their opposition. You know what I mean? Because I think they're in the position that they could do it. And I think a strong West Ham would be beneficial because realistically, we don't have the team. And I think that's
there's another player
for the title.
There's another player.
Sorry, mate.
No, go on, Matt. Go on. Sorry, mate.
No, I was about to say we don't have a team to stretch to go for the title, but we do have a team that can pick up points against Chelsea, against Liverpool, like you can see there on the screen. You know what I mean? So I mean, if City strengthen us, I think that could work out in their favour in the long run because it's going to be a hell of a season this year for the title between those three.
Yeah. Mitch, obviously, only like 20 seconds on it. Obviously, another rumour circulating. If we could get the double deal done, would you take Anthony Martial? He's expressed his desire to leave.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
don't like it.
In my opinion, in my opinion, I think Moyes could turn him into in playing up front and the likes of Ben Rama, Fornals, and Bowen with his pace, and he's a natural finisher. I honestly think he would be the real deal for us, and he could be our next 20 goal a season man. But take it away, Mitch.
So this is one where, like, I think any opinion is valid on this one.
Yeah.
And for the fact that he has got a really bad attitude, and he has got a record for sulking and moaning about managers and not putting in his shift and having off games. However, I think the players that are most talented are the players that you should be going for, because especially under this Moyes team, where he gets the best out of every player, and players that maybe are all right, maybe not the best in terms of quality, he gets every last bit of like juice out of them. Like he's got so much out of Antonio, and he's not doing great in a minute, but he's just squeezed every bit of class out of a lot of our players. And he gets the best out of all of them. And I think, going back to Arnautovic, when Arnautovic came, he was awful on the wing. He was really poor, got a red card at Southampton. I remember thinking this bloke just ain't going to cut it, and then all of a sudden Moyes come in and transformed him into one of the best players we've had, well, the best player we had since Pyatt. And Martial was a similar sort of player where he's got so much talent, and Man United fans know it. He's just got a proper bad attitude, and he ain't performing for him. And I was speaking to some blokes today about it at work, and like some of them are Spurs and Arsenal, and they all said that they'd take him at their clubs. So I think for me, it's a no-brainer. I think if Moyes could really get the best out of him, it's not just that. It's a statement signing. He's a French international. I don't know if he actually plays France anymore. He might have been dropped out of the squad now, but he's still a French international formally, and he's a big signing. He's got a massive following on all the socials. He's he's like a worldwide known player, purely for his quality and what he's done in the past for Man United. So him and Lingard together would be a really good signing. And plus, it's good for Martial, because if Martial comes with Lingard, it's a familiar face to him. He can get in easier, and he's French, and he's got players like Zuma, Diop, Asuaku, Ben Rama, who are also French speakers, who he can get along with as well. So honestly, for me, Martial would be a top sign. If we could get him on a loan option to buy, because I don't think we'd have the funds, maybe. Because I think we'd have to buy Lingard and maybe a centre half. I don't think we could do 2 loans in a January transfer window. So maybe loan a centre half, buy Lingard, and then buy Martial, or maybe buy the centre half and Lingard and then loan Martial.
But you never know with this new investment. They'll be like, "No, I want to get it done now." You never know.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got the funds though to buy all 3 players. I think we might have to loan one of them free if we want to get 3 signings in. For me, I think Martial could smash it for us. So if I had to choose anyone to buy it, I would choose Martial to buy, because if he does smash it, a lot of other clubs will be interested, and in the summer, someone else could come in and snatch him, and Man United could raise the price tag like they did for Lingard, and I'd rather just get Martial under the radar. Ake's one where he won't start for Man City for the rest of the season. He might be all right. He might have a decent second half, but he won't rise potentially how much Martial would if he was to play for us. I think Ake would be the one that I'd like us to loan, and then Martial to buy in January.
Yeah. I've just had a look at his stats, so this is in all competitions for Man United. He's played 268 times, 79 goals and 50 assists.
For a player that plays on the wing as well, that's a great thing. And for someone that hasn't been so good in the recent years, that's still a fantastic record.
Yeah. No, it is.
I think when you buy Martial, you're not looking for that out and out strike. It's not like if we went for Belotti or someone like that, But I think it's just you just like the same thing with Lingard. It will just be a massive addition to that transition from defence to attack. You know what I mean? I think that's where
much needed pace.
He would really strengthen that transition that we get, because sometimes that we've got a great attack, but is that just that transition from defence to attack that sometimes we just get let down with? But I'm sure with someone like Martial, I imagine having Martial and Lingard just in there. I mean, I think that's dreaming a little bit too much, but I would quite happily take Martial. And to be honest, I'd be looking at Belotti, because Belotti's contract's up in the summer. I think he's what.
Why can't we get both? Why can't we get imagine that move
in summer? Great. Free transfer.
Belotti,
having Belotti,
I will be looking
Martial,
around for wages. If we can ship off 115 grand that Yarmolenko's on, or whatever, however much he's on.
Masuaku can fuck off as well.
Masuaku, ship out those guys and stick in a big contract offer for Belotti, 120.
Plus it. No, I'm joking.
And
so I've just had a look.
Talking to him soon. You can in January. You can start talking to him.
Yeah, no, I've just had a look, gents. So this season, Martial was played 10 appearances, 1 goal, and he's only played 360 minutes all season.
Yeah, he's just really out of favour. And you know what? It's not just about the appearances and goals that you can be worried about, because he's not in the right mindset. So, any player, if they weren't in the right mindset, they're not going to be, scoring goals. Doesn't matter where you're at. If you're not happy and you don't want to play there and you don't work hard, you're not going to score goals, are you? Unless it's like tapping.
Yeah. And United's been a poison chalice, to be honest, for over the last couple of years. It really has been a poison chalice. I think that Martial's best came in the 1920 season when Solskjaer came in. He really got. I think that's where he got most.
You played him up front as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
you played him up front
really well.
He got quite a few goals that year, didn't he? I think he got over 15 goals that year. I think he was one of the top scorers of the league.
And he can take a penalty.
That I didn't know. That I didn't. Yeah.
And he can actually take a pen. Yeah, he takes penalties. Yeah,
That
he
I
scored a
didn't
few
know.
Yeah, so, that's
that
enough.
would be brilliant. That was.
I don't know about that one, Andy.
would,
You might want to fact check that.
issues.
I think his conversion rate's great.
Well, he's took
might have
penalties.
scored
I've seen. No. But the way I see it is, could you potentially, if you are chasing the game, having two up front of Mikel Antonio and Martial as a two when you're chasing the game could also benefit us as well.
Definitely. Having that option of playing two up front, mate, makes a massive difference.
And we need that because we've got such a one route football at the moment, and if we want to mix it up, we can't unless we go far at the back, and that's the only other thing we can possibly do.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on. Enough for transfers. Sorry, I took us on a different tangent, but obviously it's good. It's good to talk. Obviously, the game tomorrow. Matt, I think it was you who mentioned Chris Wood. How much he loves scoring against us. Yeah, do you want a stat for you? Burnley striker Chris Wood has scored 7 goals in 8 Premier League matches against West Ham, more than any other side. Has scored in all 4 of his last appearances against the Hammers and Turf Moor in all competitions.
Yeah. That's what I thought, mate. When I saw these games coming up, I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, we've got Chelsea with Lukaku that have given us nightmares over so many years. And then we're going to follow up straight away with Woods. And like I said, Barnes, if you look at Barnes is injured.
He's out. He's out.
Injured. Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's great because
Barnes... And is it Cornet? Is it Cornet? He's injured as well.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that's really good.
Barnes has got a real knack of scoring against us.
He's a prick as well, Barnes.
Another 2 players as well who I really love from Burnley, who don't really get the credit they deserve, is Brownhill and McNeil. I think they're great players.
Quality. I think Brownhill's a good player. Yeah.
If I know we're sort of, well, I've gone back onto transfers, but it sort of links them to it. If they do go down,
Burnley.
Would you take any of them, Brownhill and McNeil?
Yeah, I think they'd both be quite cheap. I think McNeil will probably be about 20 mil. Maybe you could get him for that. I think McNeil will be decent. I don't know where we want to be. He would be a starter, but maybe a good squad player.
You can play either wing.
Again, I think it'd be good. See, there wouldn't be starters for us. I think they'd be good squad players. So maybe if we get top signings in the summer, like our main targets, and then them as additions, if they get relegated, they'd be on the cheap. I'd definitely take them both.
Yeah. I think McNeil's got a wand of a left foot. Absolutely brilliant delivery of the ball. So, would be a good
really good cross for the ball. Really good crosser.
No, and Brownhill's your classic number 8, isn't he? He's one of those guys. And
the
only
loves a card as well.
No, I mean, I really like Dwight McNeil's your classic old school winger, isn't he? Not that fast.
Everton style, Everton style.
Yeah. But he's your classic old school winger, not that fast, but can take on a man. That's what I like about him. He's willing to go forward. In the games that I've seen him, he goes forward. He likes to take on a man. He's
good work rate.
I don't think he doesn't seem to be that tall. Got a low centre of gravity and seems to.
I think he's quite tall actually for a winger.
Is he?
I think he's like 6 foot. I think. For a winger, that's quite tall.
Yeah. Another stat for you.
Yeah.
Another stat for you. Burnley have scored 6 goals in their last 2 home games, 3-1 win against Brentford and 3-0 against Palace, as many as their previous 11 at Turf Moor. The Clarets have not scored 3 or more goals in 3 consecutive games since 1967. Welcome West Ham. Welcome West Ham. Welcome West Ham. And of course, West Ham have never kept a clean sheet in 7 away Premier League counters against Burnley. Only at Middlesbrough 12 have the Hammers had a worse run. So we always concede at Turf Moor. Basically.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I said earlier we were at home. I was going mad there. I don't know what we were saying.
And the last one is Lanzini scored 2 goals in his last 3 Premier League appearances for the Hammers, as many he's had in his previous 57.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. And for everyone...
See Lanzini come back.
Mate, I was so pleased for him last week at Chelsea.
Yeah.
It was... you can tell how much it meant to him.
Now. He's a different type.
He's a bastard, isn't he? He's turned into a bastard. He's turned into a bastard. I think.
I tell you what, very Bernardo Silva-esque in terms that he plays a lot deeper now, and he tries to dictate play from deep.
Yeah, I didn't know until Watford that he actually has his new position, centre mid, Bernardo Silva. I didn't even realise until I watched the Watford game, and he was like, "Yeah, I like playing there," and I was like, "Wow."
Oh, I love Bernardo Silva. I think he's a wonderful player.
His first touch is one of the best in the world.
Yeah, got so many qualities, that guy. And you, like you say, you can stick him anywhere and he's just going to work.
Yeah.
You know? He's one of those guys that is just oozes class, real Cadillac of a player.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't see that. Grant Belotti's going to be a top target for a lot of clubs, so we need to get in there. And Lanzini is like a new signing. I sort of agree with that as well, to be honest. Literally, he's come in. And the one thing what you will say, he's not sat there and sulked, has he? Whenever he's come on this season, he's want to make a difference. He's not like, I suppose I better come on. And he has done. Well, I'd say probably since the back end of last season, he's picked up.
That's why I love him. That's why I love him.
Yeah. Ain't nobody
like
was
it a couple months ago? I think we had a discussion actually on West Ham United. I think it was my first one actually. And we was talking, and someone there, I can't remember. But someone said that, I'd sell Lanzini. And I still thought he had that determination and desire to stay at the club. And he still had a bit of quality about him. I never understood that. He said, someone said Masuaku and Lanzini can fuck off. I said, no, I still think Lanzini's got a place in the squad at West Ham, 100%. Yeah. And he wants to stay. Like, and he's not like he's on ridiculous wages either. Masuaku, however, can fuck off.
Yeah. I mean,
and
if you look at the second goal that we scored against Chelsea, you could see that by that time in the game, Lanzini was almost dropping into a three-man midfield with Souček and Rice. You know, if you analyse, you know, how the game developed, we were almost having basically a three-man midfield with Rice and Souček, and it was I think it allowed Souček that little bit of liberty that we were able to see him a little bit more up and put that wonderful ball over the top, you know, that just battled on with Soufal, and Bowen was able to get the goal. But I think it was because you could see, I think the last man back in that movement out of the midfield was Lanzini. So, you know, so like you say, it would be really nice if he's managed to analyze his game and see maybe what he can offer to the team more than just his traditional attacking midfield position, you know. So that's a really nice thing for me. I'll be really happy to see him in. But talking about size, I just love him. I mean, he's still not that old. I'd love him to add just 1 or 2 more pounds, you know, just to toughen him up a little bit. Lanzini.
Yeah, I think you can do that actually.
See from the neck, mate, you know, how thin he is, you know.
He's thin, but he protects the ball well still, I feel. I still think he protects the ball well. Like a Bernardo Silva, funny enough. I feel like some players do need to bulk up or slim down a bit. Do
you know what makes me? Like, he looks like a little, like, quite chubby. Well, compared to a footballer who's 4 nails, but he actually gets around the pitch really quick. He doesn't look like he's quick either. Do you know what I mean? But he is like a little Yorkshire Terrier and just like keeps yapping away at people as well. And that's what I love. Same as Bowen as well. Bowen's got good strength. Yeah. Bowen's got a lot of strength.
Yeah, for a little he's definitely bulked up, I think, since a couple of years ago.
He definitely has. Yeah, you can see the massive difference.
And Ben Rama from last year.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
And Ben Rama as well.
Yeah.
Ben Rama's bulked up.
You can see it going back for years, mate. Look at the difference that Ronaldo, going back to those days, you know, when Ronaldo bulked up. Cristiano, you know.
Yeah.
What the difference was. You know, it just adds that physicality that's needed, and especially if Lanzini's going to be in that battling position, adding a little bit more strength there will never go amiss. You know what I mean? And look at Rice nowadays. Look how thick when Rice takes his shirt off now. You know, you can see a massive difference going back 2 years. You know what I mean? He's not got that young kid's body anymore.
No,
you know?
I agree. Not in a gay way, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Look at Rice's body.
Oh, he's fit. Look at his
it's my background, mate. Don't tell the wife, but it's my background.
but no, the match officials tomorrow is Graham Scott. The assistants is Darren, Cann and Richard West. The 4th official, Craig Pawson. Our best mate in VAR, Jonathan Moss, as well.
Oh, no.
Lovely.
Jonathan Moss on VAR. Fuck.
Yeah. Great, isn't it? Looking forward to that.
And Mike Dean. Well, Mike Dean's retiring anyway. Did you watch the Arsenal game last week when he was doing it?
Oh yeah, he
Absolute
looked
mess
fucked.
of a man.
Right, gents. So look, we mentioned the head-to-heads. So in total, with 14 games have been played, we've actually won 8 of them in the Premier League
All right. Yeah.
and lost 5. And look, last season, sorry, we done the double over them. Obviously, the 1-0 win at the London Stadium with Mikel Antonio, and of course the 2-1 victory away last season with Antonio. He got both last year as well. He got both, didn't he? Or was it Ben Ram? Sufo crossed it
Can't
in, but he
remember.
scored a header. Yeah, and then
No,
Ben Rama
it was.
crossed it.
It
Yeah,
was.
Antonio
It was
got
Can't
both.
remember
Antonio, wasn't it?
for some reason.
It was Antonio.
Yeah, Antonio got both. But yeah, Mitch, you sort of mentioned there. Look, so obviously in the previous, we lost 1-0 to them. We lost 1-0 to them in then. And on 1 second, that might be the
Sounds like a
goal.
doll.
Antonio does do pretty
Look
well
at the way he
against
walks
them.
off in the green screen. Look, sorry, it just looks funny. What you saying?
It's like a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, he comes in, bowls back in.
No, Antonio does seem to like a goal against them, doesn't he? He does like to pick up a goal here and, here and there against them.
If he can pick himself up and actually start, putting some decent performances. We've had a break. He didn't play, against Zagreb.
Yeah.
There's no excuses.
He's got no excuse. He's got no excuse. And this
He's
is
putting
the kind
half-height
of battle
performances recently as well.
He'll go up, against a strong Tarkovsky. There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to. He shouldn't be able to get something out of it. I saw that Ben Mee's doubtful for the game, so that works in our favour because Tarkovsky and
bet me over.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, gents. Sorry about that.
Mate, I'll tell you what. You walking off in the green screen, then if you watch it back later, it was really funny. It looks really weird. Like the way you got up and you just like walking out, and you still on the green screen. It's weird.
Like a glitch in the Matrix, Andy.
Yeah, no, definitely. John T's in the building. He said, "Well, Rice playing a back three tomorrow. Certainly an option for Moyes, but we need to prefer Rice in midfield." I think in the big games we could result to that. Maybe
Definitely.
having Crow and Souček in the middle and Rice further back. Obviously, Rice done it the last 10 minutes or so against Chelsea. What about you, gents?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think against Arsenal, I'd play that. I'd play, Dawson Diop, and then I think Lanzini and Souček in the midfield, and then the front three of Bowen, Fornals, Antonio, or Benrahma you can put in anywhere there, depending on how Antonio plays. Because if Antonio has a poor game tomorrow again, I would seriously consider playing like Benrahma or Bowen as a false 9, because
if only we had Jesse Lingard.
Because Antonio he's really pissing me off tomorrow. And it's a big game. As I was saying to Matt, when you went off just then to answer the door, that he's got no excuses to not perform tomorrow. Yeah. But for me, I'd say against Burnley we should dominate possession and create as many chances as possible. So we should play a back 4 tomorrow, and then maybe a back 3, back 5 in those big games at Arsenal.
Agree, Mitch. I mean, I'm really sorry if to West Ham if Dawson and Diop can't deal with Wood and maybe Vidra that will play up alongside him. If they can't deal with that, I mean, that shows that we're in a bigger need than we maybe imagine. I have full faith that I think that Diop and Dawson will be able to deal with the threat quite comfortably, as long as, like you say, the fullbacks pick up their slack with what's his name on the other side, Goodmanson, the guy that they've got on the other wing alongside McNeil. As long as the fullbacks deal with the wing as well. And you know what you're going to get with Burnley? It's probably just going to be a straight up 4-4-2. You know what I mean? There's going to be space between the lines. But
you'd try and match them up, though, wouldn't you? Like I'm just giving that as an argument's sake. Like Fredericks, for example, maybe chuck him on the right midfield and play Bowen and Antonio up top. Match them up. Do you know what I mean? Like try and do something different. Like I think if you play the same system as them, we'll outdo them, in my opinion.
In terms of quality, I get that.
Have you seen that young, since Ben Mee's been out, they've got that new young centre back in Collins. His name is an Irish lad, Nathan Collins, I think it is. The guy's massive and he actually looks pretty solid. I think he's about 20 years old or 19 years old.
Yeah,
Nathan Collins.
I don't know much about him, to be honest.
Yeah, no, but he's just started to break through since there's been some injuries, and I guess they're maybe looking for him to come in and pick up when Tarkowski leaves, because I guess Tarkowski will leave, but he's I think he's must be about 6'5", the kid. So
Yeah,
I definitely like against Burnley. Don't fall into their trap. Don't fall into their game. You know what I mean? Let's play our
definitely.
game, counter-attacking football. Let's like Mitch says, let's try and dominate possession. Let's try and really put in a big, solid performance. And
Pass it
not
quick.
only
They're not a quick team.
Exactly.
We can just catch them out on those little times.
See, this is the game for Ben Rama. I think Ben Rama, you'll be able to wiggle around with him, and I think this is where he'll come alive. He come alive last year there. He literally ripped him to shreds, and I think if we give the ball to Ben Rama, I think you can cause some serious damage tomorrow. Obviously, last season, we conceded a penalty to them. The last game we played them at the back end of last season. Obviously, Diop got done in behind by Chris Wood. But in my opinion, whenever I've seen, apart from that game in Genk, was it Genk away when he made that one mistake? I think he's been absolutely solid, and I think
Dawson.
Diop.
Oh, Diop. Oh, yeah.
I think he's really going to come good, and like what you said, I think he is going to step up, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him play. Grant just said there, Antonio saying in his podcast that his lack of goals is starting to get to him, and he's desperate to contribute. See, that's what I don't want. I don't want him then coming out and shooting from 35 yards.
Yeah, I was about to say, he can start shooting from like 35 yards. That's a bit of ego, and that's again we've been talking about this on the channel. It seems like he's got. Sometimes
we're winning games.
Like
we're winning games and playing well, but again, he's talking about himself.
Exactly, and he's got. I feel like this season he's growing a bit of an ego, and for Jamaica, and I've taken these stupid fucking shots outside the box that we keep saying about, and and he's not playing sharp, but he shouldn't be focusing on the fact that he's lacking goals. He should be worried about if it was him, I won't be saying the team are playing well, but I want to add a bit more sharpness to my game. I don't feel being quite as good as what I was at the start of the season. That's what I want to hear. Not I want to be scoring more goals. I get that, but at the same time, like I don't know, it's just we're playing, we're doing all right at the minute, like, and he ain't doing too well.
Yeah. Adam's on his way to Burnley already.
Desperate Antonio is the last thing you want to see on the pitch, isn't it? It'll be like a headless chicken, and just wild pot shots, and maybe they'll go in playing for Jamaica, one of them.
I'm not too sure, Grant. I was just giving that as an example. I know he has had an injury with regards.
I think he is now.
Yeah, Moise said he had a little issue, didn't he? But hopefully he's back.
Yeah, I will give that a listen, Grant, as well, with regards to the podcast. So, gents, everyone in the chat as well. Obviously, we've sort of really talked about their danger men and stuff like that. But Mitch, I'm asking you now on the spot, what's the score going to be tomorrow? Everyone in the chat.
So I think 2-0 West Ham. Quite confident. I really hope we can put a good shift in, and I believe we will. Really positive going there tomorrow. It's a long journey, so I've got a lot of time to just, have food for thought. But there's no reason why we can't actually get them over, because they've leaked quite a few more goals than what they're used to conceding this season as well. So if we can play the way we've been playing at the start of the season, and against Chelsea, then I think we should. There's no excuse for us not to put a few more goals. As Matt said, Burnley is injured, so there's no reason why we can't,
do
them.
Grant saying 2-1. Matt, what are you saying, mate?
I was actually going to say this. I was actually going to say the same 2-0. I really don't think. I think right now, even though we've got injuries at the back, I think we can keep a clean sheet, and I think it's good. I think this is the kind of game that picking up a clean sheet will be good for us for confidence. If we can have injuries at the back and pick up a clean sheet, I think that will be really important for our confidence. Because at the end of the day, we can't be shipping goals all the time like we have been. Maybe like in a Chelsea game, we'll pick up a 3-2 win. And I know it's against the champions, etc. But I would really love, like you were saying, Andy. I think Diop's been really good. I think he's really solid. He's picked up confidence since Zuma's come in. So maybe this is his moment to shine. And unfortunately, like we know in football, often it takes the misfortune of another player to allow you to get your opportunity. You know what I mean? And definitely for Diop, he could, if he doesn't take advantage of this double misfortune, coming from both Ogbonna and Zuma. I mean, this is his moment to shine. And to be honest, this is him to define his West Ham career. Because at the end of the day, if Diop doesn't make the step up now, with the age he's got, for the rest of the season or what remains, then maybe we'll see he's not the player that we all hope and think he is. You know what I mean? Because this is his perfect opportunity. And even if Ake comes in or someone else, I would hope that they would slot alongside Diop rather than Dawson and keep Dawson as that sub to come on at 70 minutes or 75 minutes to see a game out. Or like we were talking about, playing a back three if it's necessary. But we've got to head out tomorrow. And what I really want to see, like Mitchell said, I want to see a brilliant Antonio performance. I really do. I want to see him play well. I want to see him like in the second half against Chelsea. In the second half, he was a completely different player. First half, almost absent, and just get off the fucking wings. Stay in the box.
Yeah.
You're a striker.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, gents.
That's the only thing I will criticise about that setup that Moyes has. I think the rotation of the midfielders is right, but as soon as he starts to put Antonio on the wing and he starts to rotate them with the wingers, I think that's when it starts going wrong. Because whenever Antonio starts drifting off to the wing, nothing ever comes good of it.
And especially Souček's been a bit more leggy, mate. In last season, in those situations, Souček will get into the box, at least offer a threat from the head, from a cheeky foot that he sticks out. But since he's been a little bit more leggy, and that's not a big criticism, that's just to say he's not been arriving into the box like he was last year. And so that's hurt us as well, definitely.
Right, gents. Normally, me and Jazz, when we do this on the Saturday morning show, we do just a little prediction. What you reckon for the other leagues as well? So, Mitch, we're going to start with you. The game what's kicking off in about 7 minutes' time. Man City Wolves. How'd you see that one going, mate?
I think it'd be a good game actually. I think Wolves, they've started a dime up top today, and I think if they can, hit them on a break, because I think Man City will look to dominate the game at the Etihad. I think Wolves could nick a goal or two, but I still think Man City will come on top. They're the best side in the league, in my opinion. I think a 3-1. I think a 3-1 to City.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Everyone else in the chat as well, put your ones in as well. That does mean a lot. Sorry, Jay. All right, we'll quickly do this, actually. We've sort of done the Man City. If you were David Moyes tomorrow, Mitch, just quickly go through what would your starting 11 be tomorrow?
4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Fabianski, Soufal, Dawson, Diop. If Cresswell's fit, Cresswell. If not, Longello.
Yeah.
Souček, Rice, Lanzini, Fornals, Bowen, and Antonio.
Matt, same for you, or?
Yeah, mate, I definitely would. I think this is the if we're I really don't think we'll see Cresswell tomorrow. I would love to, but I really don't. And what better statement to make than giving Longello the chance after the performance he put in the Europa League?
And there's no threatening right wingers that they've got Burnley necessarily. I mean, they've got Goodmanson, who's bang average, so he should be able to cope well. And it's a good game. It's a game where, of any of the teams in the Premier League, I think Burnley have probably got the worst right side in the Premier League. If you compare it to other sides,
Matt Lowton and Goodmanson, isn't it? Is it Lowton?
Not threatening at all, really.
Yeah.
You're
watching both have worldies tomorrow now.
And the difference is as well, it will be different if he has a man like Fornals that normally stick out on the left hand side. The work rate that someone like Fornals has, playing with Dek in front of him as well, and Souček, the work rate that he'll have Longello in front of him compared to the work rate that he had in the Europa League. That will give him that extra protection and support also, and hopefully give him that little bit of freedom that he could push up. So, I would go exactly the same. Also, I would start, I know Ben Johnson's out, but even if he wasn't, I would start Soufal. I think Soufal offers us that a little bit more at this moment. And
actually,
I think Ben Johnson.
I've changed my mind. So I've changed mine for one player, and it's purely me. I know everyone will disagree, but I think I'd love us to really dominate Burnley tomorrow, and I'd actually start Lanzini alongside Rice and Benrahma on the wing.
Okay. Like
Yeah,
Andy was
because
saying, it could be a game for Ben Rama, couldn't it? Because if Ben
Yeah.
Rama turns
Yeah.
it up,
See me. I would actually play a back three tomorrow. I'd play Rice back
Yeah.
there with Diop and thingy Dawson.
Okay.
I'd have Soufal's right wing back. I'll put Fornell's left wing back. Suchek
don't
and
know about
Lanzini. Suchek, he's played there before, mate. He's played there a number
Yeah.
of times. The Fornells. He's done it a
Yeah,
few
but
times.
I
He's done
don't
it
think
late.
he's. I
But
don't
I'm just trying. I'm just trying to get the players in. If we are going to dominate, and then you'd have Lanzini and Soucek and Ben Rama behind, and then Bowen essentially.
That
If you
would work. I
drop
think
out,
that would work as well.
You drop Antonio then.
yeah, I'd save him for Arsenal.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Big boys at the back. Yeah, I think that's a good. That would work. If I saw Moyes put that line up tomorrow as well, I'd be happy.
Definitely. But no, like you said, we're not David, but yeah, like you said, it's all about we're just trying to think of other alternatives. Because if Sean Dyche is probably in training now, thinking he's going to play exactly the same team what he usually does, and if Moyes surprises him, he can't really change it. He can't change the team sheet, can he? So we could surprise him and get the game done. But sorry, Matt. So your prediction for Man City Wolves, mate? What are you going for?
I think 2-0, mate. I think City will turn it on. Like Mitch says, Wolves have started to pick it up recently. They're looking more solid. Maybe there's a goal in it. You never know against City. But looking at the team that City have put out, I mean, it's a real solid team, mate. And how he put out Zinchenko, Laporte, Diaz, and Cancelo at the back, I don't think. And there's Rodri and Bernardo in front of them with Gundogan. I don't see them getting a goal with that team at the back. If there was a Stones or someone like that in there, that could be an error. But I just see I can see a 2-0 there.
Yeah. Mitch. Well, I am going for a 3-0 Man City win. I am. Arsenal Southampton. Mitch.
Southampton, I think, will be a. I think results. I'm gonna go 1-0.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm going for a draw. I'm going for 2-2. Matt, what about you?
I think it completely depends on whether Arteta starts with his ridiculous Xhaka party combination in the centre midfield, which has got to be one of the worst centre midfields in the country, to be honest. And Odegaard just in front of him, that the guy runs in slow motion, to be honest. I think if
Saka played well last game, mate. I thought, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I can see. When it's a shame that they got Smith Rowe out, because he does move them around, and Martinelli and Saka need to do a little bit more. Honestly, I can see Arsenal pulling this one through. I can. I mean, Saints are pretty poor. Saints are shipping goals. They're not that good at the back. I can see maybe they pick up a 2-1 victory, Arsenal there.
Cool. Chelsea Leeds, Mitch.
Chelsea versus Leeds. I reckon. I don't think Chelsea's been too great recently. A little bit of shaky form. Poor. I watched them against Zenit. I thought they were very poor then as well. Very open. I know the lineup was, very different. Players like Barkley in. I think that will be a good game. I think that could be a draw. However, I will back Chelsea. I do think if there's any way it's going to go, I think it could be a Chelsea win. I'm going to go and I'm going to go 3-2 Chelsea. I think it's going to be another decent scoring game.
Okay. Matt, what about you,
Could be
mate?
completely wrong.
Yeah, mate. I think they're Chelsea. I'd say 2-1 Chelsea, or it's going to be like a 7-1 Chelsea, to be honest, because Leeds are absolutely hammered with injuries. With Rodrigo, with Calvin Phillips. See if Bamford comes back, because it seems like he injured himself just coming back on. But Leeds have looked a little bit more resilient these days. They picked up points from games where they might have not picked up points, and even though they're not winning as many, they've got quite a few draws in a row recently. So yeah, I do think that it will be tight, but I think Chelsea will want to come back and guarantee those 3 points. So I can see a Chelsea 2-1.
Yeah, Grant's going 3-1. I'm going to go 4-1. I think Lukaku's back now. I think he'll just rip it up, especially after
I don't think he's going to do too well for Chelsea in the long run.
Yeah,
I don't think.
No, I just think after their result midweek, I think they're going to be frustrated. That fucks a lot of people's accas up. I saw so many people
Yeah, I'd
Just
put my hand
raging.
up, sure.
Yeah.
This one, obviously Steven Gerrard going back to Liverpool as manager, Liverpool Villa. Matt, we'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon?
Oof, that's a tough one, mate. I mean, as much as I would like to say that I would like Gerard to get something, even for all the shit housing he's done against us over the years, and obviously the pain he's caused us. I just really don't see that Villa can win this. I really don't. I can see a 3-1 Liverpool right now with how it is up the top, and Man City and Chelsea have both got not easy games, but not the most
Yeah.
difficult games. Liverpool want to get the points done and dusted here. Being at Anfield is a difficult place to go. When it comes, Villa have got a few injuries, a few doubtful players, so I can see a 3-1 Liverpool.
Okay, Mitch.
I think Villa have been playing really well recently. Since Gerrard's come in, they've looked quite good. Watkins has been firing well for them. The only thing they've going against them now is chance for City. Sorry. The only thing they've going against them is up there at Anfield. I think it'll be a tight game. I reckon 1-0 Liverpool.
Okay. Peach is going for 2-0 to Liverpool. I'm going to go 3-0. I think that front three just caused damages for everyone, and I think they'll just have enough.
Struggled last week though.
Yeah.
Against Wolves.
Yeah, no, definitely. Norwich Man United, which game is live on Sky Sports at Carrow Road. Dean Smith, obviously, he's got a couple of decent results, obviously already. But Mitch, did you see nothing but a Man United win?
1-0 Norwich. Up the Norwich.
No,
Norwich. I don't. I don't actually. I think 2-0 United. Not much else to say. I think Ragnick, it's that honeymoon period of any manager. Any manager coming for any team, and they always start off doing well, especially at Man United. So I think a 2-0. I think a 2-0 victory.
Okay, Matt.
I'll go 1-0, mate. I think that Norwich, like Mitch says, they've started to pick up a little bit. They're looking a little bit more organised. Dean Smith doesn't need any introduction, But I do think that Man United will just want to take this game, and like Mitch says again, new manager coming in. He looks like he's got his own ideas. You can see that there's a difference in the way that Man United are playing right now. So I think they'll pick up a 1-0 win away from home.
Yeah, Colt. Peach is going. Grant's going 3-1 Man United. Peach is going 2-0. So quickly, gents, because I really want to watch this game as well. Obviously, we've sort of done ours. Leicester Newcastle. Obviously, Leicester got demoted to the Conference League. A lot of people are saying that they want Brendan Rodgers gone. They reckon the link with the Man United job has actually bottled it. How'd you see that one going? I would honestly love a Leicester win because I want Newcastle to get relegated. But I'm probably going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be very open game. But Mitch, what about you, mate?
Words out my mouth. Completely agree with everything you said. Nothing else to say. 2-2. Yeah, agree.
Yeah. Matt?
Yeah, I can see a boring 0-0 here, mate. I can see Leicester are piss poor, but they're still fairly solid.
They were piss poor against Villa last week, weren't they? Fucking hell, they were bad.
And I know I'm sticking my neck out because I don't think Leicester had a clean sheet in God knows how long. But I think maybe Rodgers might read them the riot act, and maybe they'll shut up shop a little bit just to steady the boat. And I know Newcastle have got threats with Wilson, with Joe Linton, with St. Maxim, Joe Willock that I really like. If they went down, I'd really like to have a look at Joe Willock. I really like him. But I would like to go for a boring 0-0 here, mate.
Yeah, let's have a look here. Grant's saying 2-0 to the Foxes, and Peach is going 4-2. God, Peach, if we done them, if any of them results come in, the odds would be ridiculous. And what a game at Selhurst Park tomorrow. Crystal Palace against Everton.
Wow.
Rafa's obviously got his win. What a game to put on Sky, though, eh? What a game. Mitch, if you had £10, what score would you bet on that one? Palace Everton.
I reckon I mean, I thought Everton were very good against Arsenal. I thought they played exactly how the way you should play against Arsenal. They were very unlucky. I respect Everton as a football club. I think they're a good club, good fans, and I'd like them to do well. Even though I hate Scousers, I'd still
Calm down.
Sorry, and I could see a 1-0 Everton.
Okay. I am going for 1-1. I reckon. Richarlison always scores, and I'm going to go for a Wilfried Zaha equaliser.
Yeah, I'm the same with you there, Andy. I was going for 1-1. I like what Vieira's done with Palace, but like Mitch says, maybe Everton have tried to turn it around after that grim run of results. So I can see maybe a draw coming out of there. And Andy,
Grant,
just want to
say
mention,
0-0.
mate, about everybody hates them, the Spuds. See what happens with them, because UEFA told them that they couldn't replay their game and it would go to a disciplinary committee, which I think is only fair. I think it's in the situation now, not just because it's Spurs, but at the end of the day, this is the situation. And I would honestly like to see Brighton be given the 3 points.
Yeah. So obviously that's with that. This is what I wanted to talk about. Yeah. So obviously last season, do you remember Tottenham got? Bear in mind, Tottenham got to the final against Man City. I had a few people saying that they want to reschedule our game so they can play these games for the Carabao Cup.
Mate.
They can forfeit
the match if they want. They've got enough players to play the game, so they should play the fucking game. If they want to forfeit the match, they can forfeit.
Stick out the youth.
Yep.
Stick out the.
See, that's what I reckon's bollocks. Why should we move our game to counter for them? They got to buy last year. They got to buy last year with Leyton Orient.
Villa, they had to suffer it. They had to play like a fucking full youth team. They
nearly beat them as well. They nearly beat Liverpool, didn't they?
I know.
That's mad. Yeah, no, I think that's complete and utter bullshit, to be honest.
Yeah, I hope they lose the points in the Europa and
no, it's a 3-0 loss, isn't it? So they'll be out.
Conference, yeah. Well, that's what it should be, but they said that it's going to a disciplinary committee. But,
that's what I saw. Today. About an hour ago, wasn't it?
It should go. It should, like you say, it should be a 3-0 loss, and I think it should be the same against Brighton. I don't think there's any reason right now that games should be suspended and replayed, because at the end of the day, it's going to turn out to the situation.
Ryan made a good point. Was it Ryan or Nicky or Scott? One of them said it on the Friday Night Pint yesterday. It's the same with injuries. What? So if we've got 6 players injured, we're going to go to the Premier League and be like, no, sorry, we can't play?
Well,
Klopp that's a great point.
Klopp would get up.
Yeah, he would.
Not how much he complains. But no, you're right, mate. Yeah, it's true. And I just think that in this situation right now, other teams have not had that done for them, going back a year or so. And Spurs, some sort of karate moves there.
Yeah.
Was it me?
Yeah, you went. Hiya.
It's really close. He scored there.
Yeah.
I hope City win this game.
Yeah.
Because
definitely
decent.
So Matt, obviously, 2:00 game. That's a bit of a result for you. So what time's that over there in your time? Kick off. 7,
8 o'clock,
8.
mate.
8 o'clock kick off.
So I have to wake up. I'm going to a party on Saturday night, so I'll have to. Maybe I'll wake up a bit on the old go slow on the Sunday.
Are you on the tequila? Are you on the tequila, Matt, tonight?
I might do, mate. Yeah, I might do. So
you have to put.
Do you do lines in tacos and all that?
No. Oh, hey, this is a kids show. This is. No, we can't say that on Mitch.
So no,
we'll get reported.
On the old go slow, so hoping. At least I can manage. If there's a West Ham win, I'll deal with a hangover. But if it's a West
You've got to send some pictures. Is it a barbecue tonight as well?
No, it's a sweet 15. So it's
it's a big definitely party. Not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Like the famous sweet 16s and the sweet 15s that they have over here. But it's basically basically an excuse for the adults to get pissed up. To be honest.
Yeah. You got to go far?
No, it's around 2 minutes around the corner, mate. So.
Wow.
I can, slide home. Cruel
No,
hole.
no, definitely. Me and Mitch will be there at Turf Moor tomorrow. Hopefully celebrating our win, and we'll probably be back. Yeah, it would definitely be Monday. Probably we'll come and do our reaction if Matt is around. Obviously, Matt may come on. We may get a couple of other
How long's
people
the
on
trip
to
there for you guys? How long is it up there?
250 miles each way.
4.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's a
We're
fair,
going in
that's a
different
fair old-
cars. We're going in different cars anyway. So I'm going out with the West Ham Fan TV boys shortly. So yeah.
That's a long old slog.
Yeah, no, definitely. But no, most importantly, gents, thanks for coming on. Obviously, we've previewed all the other games. Hopefully, results go our way. Hope everyone enjoys their Saturday. Obviously, we've got some decent games of football on, and we will be we'll be back again soon. Once again, Mitch, regular as always, and of course, Matt. Hope everyone enjoys their day. And one thing left to say is, come on, you Irons.
Pawson!
Take care, everyone.